How's everyone? Welcome back to SoccerBeat. I'm sitting here with Tsepo Masilela and Shakes. We are chatting about the big game that's coming up this weekend. Obviously, Sundowns have got a game midweek, but the big one is Sundowns versus Kaizer Chiefs on the weekend. Two clubs in very contrasting positions. You got Sundowns, who's the most potent attacking team in the league. Chiefs with a very leaky defense, the third worst defensive league record in the league. It's going to be a tough one for Kaizer Chiefs and a little bit worrying for Nabi. Tips, what are you thinking is going into this one in terms of just the mentality of Kaizer Chiefs? What are they really looking to achieve in this game? Are they just trying to avoid humiliation here, or do you think Chiefs can sneak some points out of this game?
Now, Mike, it's going to be a tough one, as you said. And already they played twice this season. They played in the league and then they played in the cup competition. And Chiefs, unfortunately, lost both games. But again, coming to this game, obviously the pressure is on Sundowns, Mikey. We all know they're the favorites. Going to any game, Sundowns is the favorites. And for Chiefs, man, they're still fighting for that top three, mathematically until it's, they can't get there. But for now, I think they still have hopes of qualifying for Africa. So they're going to go in this game, looking at causing an upset because they're underdogs anyways.
Yeah. Shakes, I mean, if Sundowns win midweek, they will have broken the record for the quickest team to get to 50 points in a season. I mean, Tip says that they're under pressure. I don't know if pressure is the word for it, but they're definitely flying at the moment. I think earlier in the season, you said something on one of our shows that you said that Sundowns are going to be the team to make Nabi lose his job. Do you think this is the game?
Yeah, Michael, big game coming up this weekend, definitely against Kaizer Chiefs, And I said it, looking at the way things are going, Nabi's been cooking, but looks like he's cooking with the 2-plate stove. It's a slow cook. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him against Sundowns. But on a serious note, Michael, Chiefs have in the past 2 years, they've had Kevin Hunt. After that, they had Atazwane for a season, and from Atazwane it was Ntseki and Kevin Johnson. So I don't think Chiefs would want to chop and change coaches again. I mean, they must have learned from that before. I think they need to stick it out with Nabi. Give him time. Give him. He must come up with better recipes and more spices. To try and carry on and cook, because unfortunately in football there's no short-term goals, in business it's like that. You have a long-term, medium-term, short-term strategy. So I think Chiefs would want to have a long-term strategy, and believe in it, and also get the buy-in from the supporters, to believe in the coach, because nothing is built overnight. I just think they need to give him an opportunity to work on this team, and stick it out. But yeah, definitely, I don't think Saturday would be the day, where things turn for Kaizer Chiefs. I think Sundowns right now are rampant, and I think whatever the Chiefs can throw at Sundowns, Sundowns will be waiting for, and remains to be seen if Chiefs can stand for what Sundowns is bringing.
Yeah, I mean, Nabi keeps talking about the project. The worrying thing is they have the third worst defense in the league, having conceded 23 in just 18. Tips, how worried are you going up against the best attack in the league? Reyners, Shadolile, Ribeiro. Is there any way that this Kaizer Chiefs team can stop Sundowns from scoring?
Mike, it's going to be a tough one. The defense, they'll have to bring their A game. And it's not only the front three. Look at Adams, he chips in with goals and important goals from the midfield. And we all know Mokoena, he can, take those long range shots. And, on another day, he catches top corner and already they're trailing. And you have the front three in front of you. It's goals galore. It's Peter, Reyners, Ribeiro. So Chiefs defense, they're gonna have to bring their A game. And Mike, this Sundowns team, if you look at their midfield right now, with the addition of Adams, we all know Macaulay, is also, he can play, anyone can play, everyone can play at Sundowns, but it brings that, that different dimension, and they somehow gelling together like the middle three of Allende and Mokoena. So, that's where they dominate, that's where they win games, because they dominate the middle field.
Yeah. Boys, we're going to head to a quick ad break, but after the break, I want to chat to you, Tips, about what are Chiefs actually playing for. You mentioned the top 3, top 8. We're going to chat about that after the break. I want to know what can Chiefs actually achieve at the end of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, George hopes he's cooked up the perfect multi-bet. But even if his bets start missing, George keeps smiling. You see, even with multiple misses, George knows he can still win big. A revolution, a revelation, a roaring masterpiece of betting brilliance. Imagine that, multiple misses on his bet slip, and George is still a big winner with the world's first bet saver from Betway.
And we are back. Thanks for sticking forward with SoccerBeat, boys. Tips, what are Chiefs actually playing for this season? Obviously, last season they missed out on the top 8. A terrible result, and the coach lost his job. Can Chiefs push for the top 3 this season? Can they get into Africa? Do you think that's still a possibility? Or is it just trying to stick in the top 8 and build for next season again?
No, Mike, if you look at the number of games and the points, it's still possible. Obviously, it's not in their hands right now, because they've got teams ahead of them. But you think they're still pushing for that spot. Anything can happen in football, and if they don't get that, if you finish number 5th or, top 8, it's also a step from last season. We're not saying, they've done wonders, but it's a step, moving forward. And yeah, man, with Coach Nabi, the fact that they allowed him to bring his players, Lollipop, and I think he was the one that was pushing for Morris, and it shows you that they still believe in him, and it shows you that whatever results happen in the coming game, it won't determine his future. I think they're more looking now at building a strong team for next season, with the coach. But definitely top 3, top 4 is still there, still doable.
Yeah, what are the positives if you have to look at Nabi? What are the positives you've taken from his impact that he's made so far in this stint? I mean, we can mention the poor defense, but I mean there are some positives there. What are the things that you're looking at that you say he is doing right and his squad is heading in the right direction?
Mike, first and foremost, the kind of football they play. Listen, as much as they're considering, but we all know they've got a goal in them. They hardly play a 0-0, They, in most of the games, they scored, Mikey, and it shows you that this is a team that wants to play on the front foot. They want to attack and score goals, So that's what I like. He's brave. He's a brave coach. He's not one that will sit back and park the bus, because the results are not going well. He always goes for the results, and that hence his team always scores, Mikey.
Yeah, Shakes, I want to shift a bit now to Sundowns and ask you: do you think? I mean, obviously, Chiefs historically, it's a massive game. Sekakuna tomorrow night as well. These are probably what you say some of their tougher games going into the rest of the season. They've got Orlando Pirates as well. But I mean, I look at the rest of their fixtures. They've got Amazulu at home. They've got Stellenbosch at home, Royal AM, Richards Bay. Like, is there anybody here that is genuinely going to stop this Sundowns train? They've got 12 games to go. They're going to hit 50 points if they win tomorrow. Like, is there anyone? Is there a speed bump here for Sundowns on their way to another championship?
Yeah, Michael, they're doing well. They're getting the results, and what's good is that they've been getting the results early, and it helps them now to manage their squad, because it's not only the league, it's also the CAF Champions League, and it's also the Club World Cup. There's one eye on the Club World Cup. So I think the way they've been winning and winning comfortably is giving them that leverage to try out other players as well in different positions, which works for the team, But yeah, looking at the fixtures ahead, I see it's not going to be easy against Pirates. Pirates have been doing well. Yes, we beat them 4-1. But I don't think when it comes to Orlando Stadium, it's going to be as easy again, And also Stellenbosch, I think Stellenbosch is a team that can also pose a threat, sometimes gives Sundowns a hard time. So, yeah, as much as, Sundowns have got all the armor, if they don't focus and they don't concentrate, they might lose a couple of points. But yeah, I don't see it happening at this time, at this point. The players are ready, and mentally, every game they go into. Kukune is also not going to be an easy game tomorrow. Kukune have been doing well. So, and teams like that, they come with the mentality of wanting to beat Sundowns, because Sundowns obviously is the team to beat. Marumo Gallants wasn't an easy game. TS Galaxy, if that red card didn't come, the game would be much more competitive. So, yeah, it's teams like that sometimes, not just the big teams, the likes of your Pirates and your Kaizer Chiefs, but the smaller teams, they really come out and they want to beat Sundowns. So they have to be mentally prepared at all times.
Yeah. Then I want to talk a little bit more about the Chiefs game coming up on the weekend. We talk a lot about the front three at Sundowns, but the midfield three of what looks like is now going to be Mokoena, Lende, and Adams. That looks like his preferred middle three. And then we put that up against Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, the last time they played with Zwane and Lele and Sereno now suspended. I mean, is there any way a Chiefs midfield, I'm assuming that they might go with someone more defensive, maybe Mart or Blom in that midfield three, can handle the legs and the ability of Mokoena, Lende, and Adams? Shakes?
Yeah,
I think there's anything that's going to stop Sundowns from running through that midfield.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough battle for Chiefs, with the likes of your Mokoena, your likes of your Alande, and obviously you've mentioned Jayden. Jayden has come in and is fitted in like a glove at Sundowns. So impressive, how he just came in and he fitted in and he makes them play. He wants to play. I think Sundowns style suits him very well. So yeah, it's going to be tough for Chiefs, but I think they have what it takes, if your guys like Ox, can come to the party. I think Ox does a lot for them when he's on his game in terms of breaking the play, if he can be on his game. And the likes of your Samuel Zwane, I really believe is a quality player, if he can be more arrogant on the ball and be able to protect the ball and have that vision, before he receives the ball. One thing about him, he needs to be more decisive and make decisions quicker. I think he can be a really great player and he can pose a threat for Sundowns. If those guys can come to the party, Chiefs can bring something.
Tips, you got anything to say to that? You actually make a good point there, Shake said that probably they're going to go with a more defensive. Probably Ox definitely starts, I think. Maybe Mart as well. Try to just get more legs and more aggression in that midfield to try to break up what Sundowns can do.
Yeah, Mikey, it's a game where Kaizer Chiefs will need to decide, going to the game, if they want to give up like position, have less position, but go on a counter, or they want to go pound for pound. So that's where your midfield mashup comes to play. Because you look at the Sundowns midfield, the three that you've mentioned, and they still have other guys, like Kolisi, Obas, Gorenok, we're not sure if he's going to play. They all play midfielders. So with Kaizer Chiefs, if you have a Ox, Ox, and because no doubt Thabo Kele can play. He's got the football brains. He can play from deep. But in such games, if you are alone in the midfield and you get pressed, that's where it can be risky. But Kaizer Chiefs will have to come up with a plan.
Do you think it's acceptable to Chiefs fans to go into a Sundowns game and to sit with a low block and accept that Sundowns is a better team than you and to sit off? Do you think the Chiefs fans accept that there's now a gulf in class and that they have to be smart and drop off? Or Chiefs fans going to say, hey, we Kaizer Chiefs, let's play football? Or are they now understanding that maybe they're not on the same level as Sundowns? Is it acceptable for them to drop off?
Mikey, it is acceptable, right? But you're not saying they're going to park the bus and just defend. That's why I'm saying you have to box cleverly. Top boxers, they know how to box cleverly. It is acceptable, Mikey. They've played 2 games already. One game they got hammered 2, and the other game they got hammered 4. So it shows you that these guys, we have to be tactical. We have to come up with a solid plan on the day, and we have to box level. Dropping deep doesn't mean you're gonna sit deep the whole game and kick the ball forward and wait for Sundowns. You can drop deep, come out in a counter. You can still drop deep and play out from those positions. Try attack. But all I'm saying that in the middle field, they will have to decide if they're going pound for pound or they're giving, position to Sundowns and knowing we can catch them on a break.
Yeah. Okay, boys, we're going to go to one more ad break, and when we come back, I'll get your predictions before we wrap up.
Golden liquid pouring, gold splashing, gold swirling, waves of gold foaming, cut to reveal more gold. It's easy to make a beer that looks gold, but to make a beer that wins gold, that's a different story. Carling Black Label, Africa's most awarded beer.
And you're back with SoccerBeat, guys. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. Hit that bell notification so that you get notified every single time that we drop a video. Shakes, Pirates were pretty optimistic going into the last game against Mamelodi Sundowns, and we got taught a nice lesson. Conceded 4, and at the time, Orlando Pirates had the best or second best defense in the league. What's stopping Sundowns from giving Chiefs the same type of treatment on the weekend?
Yeah, Michael. I think for Sundowns, they will just look at doing the right things, going into the game. I don't think, obviously, if Chiefs is there for the taking, they'll go for it and score as many goals as possible. But I think they'll just try and keep the shape, the right shape. And another thing about Sundowns, they've got so much because they can even change formations during the game, depending on the opposition, The opposition is playing in a certain way, they can change it up like they did against Pirates in the second half, First half they pressed Pirates a lot, and then second half they tended to give them a bit of space, which allowed now for the long balls to come in for Reyners, and Reyners doing damage there with the one touch to Ribeiro, So there are different dimensions. I like the way Sundowns do things, and they can change 3 formations in one game. So yeah, I believe they've got too much for Chiefs on this Saturday based on evidence of the past games.
Okay, without sitting on the fence or being too nice to Kaizer Chiefs supporters, give us your prediction for Saturday's game.
So my prediction, Mike, is going to be 3-0 to Sundowns.
Tips? Put the Chiefs t-shirt on. Is there hope? Give the Chiefs fans some hope. You got a prediction for us?
Mikey, there's hope, man. If you look at the last game Sundowns lost against Galaxy, no one gave Galaxy a chance, going to that game. It shows you, football is such an unpredictable game. No, who would have thought Galaxy was gonna chase Galaxy? They're gonna come up victorious on the day, So there is a slight chance. Make no mistake, they're playing against a top side, Mikey. That Sundowns team's got quality, as Manqoba said, they don't just they can score on set piece, they can score, on counter, they've got goals in them. But maybe a 2-1, 2-1, Yana. We're not going. They're not going.
2-1 to Kaizer Chiefs.
To Kaizer Chiefs, they're not going to. You saw the pitch at Loftus, Mike. So this time they're going to Lucas Moretti. Hopefully the pitch will be nice and green, because Pirates they were complaining about the pitch. So Sundowns is taking them to Lucas Moretti. They're taking Kaizer Chiefs. So hopefully it's gonna be a good game of football with goals.
Yeah.
Mike.
After that Pirates game, I actually said I was grateful that there was a bad pitch, because on a good pitch I was worried what the score could actually have been. Sundowns, you don't want to give them a nice pitch. The ball just moves quicker and they can score more goals. The Pirates fan in me and the neutral in terms of the league really hopes that Chiefs can get something out of this game and keep the league wide open. We definitely don't need Sundowns to be going 15, 17, 18 points clear with 10 games to go. So I'll be supporting Chiefs in this one. Tips, I'm with you.
Danko Mikey.
go.
Danko Mikey.
Good luck, boys. You need it.
Let us know what you think is going to happen in the comments, guys. We love to hear what you have to think. And thank you for joining us with another one. And we will be here after the game to analyze everything that goes down. Thank you for joining SoccerBeat. Tips,
Thank
Shakes.
you.
SoccerBeat,